Welcome to the Hybrid Agile Framework introduction video. The Hybrid Agile Framework solves planning and budget overrun problems for waterfall and agile environments. My name is Danny Vermeeren. I'm the founder of the company Elite Agile, and you could say the discoverer of the Hybrid Agile Framework. It is not something I designed, it's something which started to submerge in the years that I started to working in these environments. So when we look at the large-scale waterfall environments, in a large-scale waterfall environment, when we start developing, in the meantime, the world has changed. Why is that? Because the requirement phase and the design phase typically can take a year, 2 years, or even longer. And finally, when we start developing it, then a lot of things in our surroundings are changed, like new technologies you like to use, new laws you need to apply to, new business models, all kind of things in the world is changing, and you want to incorporate that in your functionality. But you agreed already on a certain set of functionality, so something stuff comes more into it. So when we start developing, the world has changed, and because the world has changed, we need new functionality. So it starts to get more and more. And when it gets more what we want to deliver, then we get a scope creep. It becomes more. And do you really get rid of stuff? Do you descope stuff? That is really hard to do. So you get scope creep. When you get scope creep, you have a delivery date creep because there's a pressure on the delivery date. You need to do more. It starts to move in time. And when it starts to move in time, you also will see budget creep and budget overrun. This is a very, very common problem we see in large-scale waterfall environments. And we try to solve that problem with for instance, the process model of Prince2. Yeah, so when we go to a large-scale agile environments, what we see then many, many times is that the teams, they never ending adapting the functionality because they are agile, they are adapting all the time. And if you do it that way, then the end goal where you start off with becomes during time more and more unclear and fuzzy. And when that is the case, then we have the same situation again. We get scope creep, we get delivery date creep, and budget overrun. So we are ending up in a similar situation caused by different methodologies with different processes. So there is something else there going on. I dive into that a little bit deeper in other videos. But we are facing the same problems in that. And when we are in that situation, then the result will be that the customers will be unhappy. Internal customers, external customers. When it is an internal customer, then it could that you don't reap cost savings, for instance. And at least the biggest risk for you could be that you lose your position. But when it is an external customer, it really can also have a negative effect on the incoming cash flow, which then causes trouble for the whole organization. However, if it is internal, external, or combined, it will cause in most of the times that you will miss business opportunities. And that's not where we are in the race. We want to reap business opportunities. And when we don't reap the business opportunities, and when we have the unhappy customers, that results in itself again in tension within the company, shaming and blaming. And also to avoid shaming and blaming and the risk involved with that, window dressing starts to happen. So you don't know exactly what is happening. This is a really big problem within your organization. And this we try to solve with implementing another method. So when we are working in a waterfall environment, most likely you will switch over to a certain agile way of working. That in itself also can cause problems. And I see this happening also very, very often. And that is tribal wars, because you have people who use the previous way of working and people who are in favor of the new way of working, waterfall, agile, many cases. And then you get tribal wars. That doesn't work. Yeah, but you don't want to change. All that kind of stuff starts to happen, causing even more focus on internal processes and internal dynamics instead of external. And that results in itself in more tension, in more unhappy customers, And this is what we want to avoid. We need to break through this vicious circle. And the hybrid agile framework turned out to be solving these problems. Yeah, if you look at Waterfall or Agile, this is the hybrid agile framework model. It is really, really simple. It is easy to learn, easy to understand, therefore easy to learn, and therefore easy to use. So keep it simple. When we look at have, it is simple, leans kiss, keep it simple, without compromises. That is why it started to submerge. I'm a lean thinker. I was always looking to get rid of unnecessary processes, unnecessary roles, keep it simple. And very slowly, the hybrid agile framework started to submerge. And because it becomes really easy, it is also easy to learn. And when it is easy to learn, it is also easy to use. And when you have that situation, so not over engineered processes with a lot of roles, people will use it because it starts to support them instead of adding extra process burden, administration, handovers, and all that kind of stuff. And when you start using it, because it is now easy, the people start using it and really doing it, you start to deliver what you promise. And you start to deliver it in the time you promise. You become a reliable team for the stakeholders. And because of this, you start to deliver within the budget. And it sounds very easy, to be honest. It is easy because our brains is programmed with high AQ to control it with a lot of processes. And it feels a little bit strange to make it very easy, but that's why Lean is so successful. And the hybrid agile frameworks started to arrive from applying Lean without compromises. This results in that you don't miss your business opportunities anymore. And that's where we are, doing all the work we do and investing all the money we invest. The hybrid agile framework solves these problems. In the other videos, I will dive in why it is working, it solves these problems, and I show a little bit more details about how it works. So I hope this video was interesting, and I see you in the next video. Thank you.